Super Bowl 59 is set and Championship Sunday is in the books. Welcome back to the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. I'm your host, Noah Love, and today I will be recapping the Conference Championship Sunday. Eagles, Commanders, and Bills, Chiefs. One outcome was a blowout, the other one was cinema. We'll get into it. Let's go in chronological order. The Eagles and Commanders. 55-23. The Eagles are back in the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years. The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. Wow. That. What a job by Sirianni. What a job. They scored 55 points, which is the most in an NFC or AFC championship game ever. They were clicking on all cylinders. They were just fantastic today. Shout out Washington because I don't think Jada Daniels played bad. That defense, but we knew Washington making it this far gonna need some work. I like what they're building in Washington. Great season, just came up short. They'll go back into the off season. They'll get Jaden Daniels some help offensively and defensively. But kudos to the Commanders. Now to the Eagles. They were incredible. They ran for 229, but the encouraging part was Jalen Hurts. He was 20 of 28 for 246 and a touchdown, no picks. Great. A.J. Brown was 6 for 96 and a touchdown. Goddard 7 for 85. Barkley had 3 TDs. He had 2 in the first quarter. He had the big run on the toss to start. Philadelphia, they were better at the line of scrimmage. The Commanders, they were great on fourth down. Like, don't get me wrong. The Commanders were great on fourth down. The Commanders just didn't have enough to win. They just didn't. When the Eagles played like that, this is the best game the Eagles have played all year, and it came at the best time, offensively, defensively. Saquon, the way their offensive line is able to get up to the second level and get to guys, it's just great. Again, the Eagles they just outplayed the Commanders. I mean, if you go and look at the box score too, like they beat them in almost every category. Eagles were fantastic. I know they were 2-2. Ever since they're 2-2, they finished what? This is now what? 15 or what? They're now, hold on, coming into the postseason, they finished 12-1. So they're now 15-1 since that 2-2 start. And it's mainly been, yes, Saquon, but that defense is really good. The loss of Nakobe Dean thigh was big, but Burks has stepped in really well and played well. Thought their D line played well. Jaden was under constant duress. We knew this Commanders roster wasn't great, but just the confidence that they have in Jaden Daniels. And this one, if you're a Commanders fan, it will sting because you don't know how many times you'll get back here. But with Jaden Daniels, I think y'all will be back here a lot of times. So hats off to you, Eagles. You're going to Super Bowl. The Sirianni, this is a man that people were talking about what happens with his job, how good are they, what does he even do. Sirianni has shut up the critics. They are in the Super Bowl once again. It's crazy. One thing I want to point out about this game, early on, Jalen Hurts got into a rhythm, and that's big. They got rhythm passings going. They won a turnover battle 4-0. That was huge as well. The Eagles' run game is so. I will continue to say so good. It's so good. I have in my notes because the Eagles, what they want to do is they play a 1990, 80s, 90s type of game. They want to run the football, they want to play defense, and their quarterback doesn't have to do a lot, make a couple of throws. He'll make a couple of throws. Hurts was really good today, his best game of the postseason, I believe. 55 points, really good. Eagles offense was just clicking on all cylinders. They're going back to the bowl. And if you're the Eagles, you're going to have a tough task. A tough task. And you are the last team in the way of denying history. If you didn't watch, Super Bowl 59 is going to be the Eagles and Chiefs. I know. Not the matchup that we all were hoping for, probably. Unless, but even Chiefs fans could say, well, I mean, we don't care who we play, but Commanders would be an easier matchup. Or if you're an Eagles fan, you'd be like, I kind of want the Bills to win this. Hey, it is what it is. Second time in 3 years. Last time, it was an instant classic. Chiefs won 38-35. The Chiefs are going back. They beat the Bills 32-29. And Josh, you're, man, you feel for him. You feel for him because, look, he's not the reason they lost the game. He's not. Did he miss some throws? Yes. But he was really good when he needed to be. The drive before the half to make it 21-16 when it was 21-10, when you're thinking, oh no, they're going to put the Chiefs come out and score to start the second half. They're going to blow them out. Didn't happen like that. The Bills stormed back in the third quarter. Chiefs took it. Chiefs had a nice 90-yard drive to start in terms of balance. They had nice balance. Uh, I think both offenses were efficient. I really do. Shout out James Cook. He was really good in the game and in the third quarter. It was an instant classic. It always is between these two. And Josh is 0-4 in the playoffs. Why against Mahomes? And if I'm being honest here, I feel for him because that guy, it doesn't matter what you do, it seems like. 15 just finds a way to beat you. 15 just finds a way to beat you. Mahomes, we're witnessing a run. He has a chance in 2 weeks to get 4 rings before the age of 30. That's incredible. Look, people will. I already heard the conversation. People are saying the NFL's rigged. Why watch? Da da da. Look, the NFL's not rigged. If you're taking, if we in the NFL community, or if you're on NFL Twitter or whatever, has had spent not the week, but mainly most of the last 24 to 48 hours, instead of previewing this awesome game, we talked about it as how rigged could it be? How would the Chiefs or the refs winning for the Chiefs? Like game, like no, that's not the. If I get it, we got out of the New England dynasty, we went right into the Chiefs dynasty. But let's be real. New England got more calls than Kansas City did. Kansas City people will say, "Oh, well, the Eagles game that's holding." Even Bradbury said it was holding. He said, "I hope they let me get away with it." Fine. The Chiefs do not get every call known to man. I know the Texans game in the divisional round was bad. Not the reason they not the reason they won. The Chiefs are winning because you have to be perfect. You have to be perfect. And in the Bills, and so, it felt like they were until that 4th and 1. That is going to be the controversial topic. You know it's coming. That's going to be the controversial topic. The 4th and 1 is 22-21. They sneak it. One, I didn't like the play call because sneak, that's not your thing. It hadn't been working. Two, the call on the field. If they said he got a first down and they went to review it, it's not getting overturned. If they said, which the call on the field, he's short, they get to review it. They go to review. They're not gonna get it, and they're not gonna overturn it. So the call on the field was gonna stand regardless. If you're asking me, do I think he got it? It's close. I can't say for sure. I think that ball is slightly across. I think he probably got it, but again, it's such a close play to where that's not a blatant call. Now, if you want to argue one, the Cole Bishop intercept, that's ridiculous. That was ridiculous. The two ones early, and I know the Bills got the fumble anyway, but the one in the first quarter where Mahomes lost it and the Bills recovered it, and they called Ed Oliver for offsides. That was ridiculous. Ed Oliver was not offsides. Maybe I'll go look back at it again. He was not offsides. Uh, the one, but then obviously they got it back and they ended up scoring touchdown 10-7, so it didn't really bite them. And then the Cole Bishop one. Now they said it was offsides. I didn't see the offsides. So even if they got to pick that offsides, I believe it happened before the throw, so it wouldn't have counted. So yeah, that. But if we're pulling out this narrative that the NFL is rigged, like it's ridiculous. And here's why it's ridiculous. Because you think they want a team from Kansas City, Missouri to make the Super Bowl. You thought they wanted Foxborough? You thought they wanted New England to make it? No, they were just good. And they got more calls than Kansas City did. Kansas City wins most games because they have the better coach and the better quarterback, and it's hard to win in that building. It just is. Especially tonight, they were rocking. Mahomes was incredible. It is so hard to be 15 in that building. If you want, people saying it's rigged. Dallas hasn't been to a title game, to a NFC title game since '95. The best teams in the league are Kansas City, not a big market. Baltimore, not a big market. Buffalo, for damn sure, not a big market. You don't think Cincinnati made a Super Bowl? Not the biggest market. You think that the NFL wants every single year for it to be the Chiefs? You're lying. I don't think they want that. They would take that a Dallas and Pittsburgh Super Bowl again in a heartbeat. but the NFL, because the NFL, it could be Green Bay and Buffalo next year, and it's still going to do record ratings. It's still going to do record ratings because the Super Bowl is the biggest sporting event on earth. I don't care what you say. The people will people will say that, and that all of a sudden gets pushed back. Look at the ratings. Super Bowl is the biggest thing in America all year. Now, getting back to the game, because the rig narrative, if that's the narrative that I have to see for the next 2 weeks, I'm just not gonna go on it. I'm just not, because I'm not doing it with you. I'm not doing it with y'all. The the game itself was so incredible. That stop on 4th and 1 with the Chiefs on the interior, that that's a big one. Because if the Bills, if they give them that, or if they get it, or if they run a different play and get it, they're going to go up 29-21. And I believe that they win that game. I believe, because if they get that first down, I believe they're going to go up by 8. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on Mahomes. I'm not saying they don't get it, but it puts a lot of pressure. Mahomes in the fourth quarter was masterful when he needed to be. They were really good. So Kelsey didn't even have a big game. Kelsey caught 2 balls for 19 yards. Smith Schuster had a big catch, obviously, in the game, but Xavier Worthy had a touchdown catch. He was big time. Xavier Worthy torched the Bill. Again, the Bills, you could have had him. Your other rookie, Keon Coleman, had 1 catch for 12 yards. Shout out Matt Collins, by the way. He was really good for Buffalo in some big time spots. He caught a big touchdown pass in the game. But Jeff, you're Buffalo. You're looking at this game in this roster, and this game was played so even. You're just like, what do I have to do? Because they won the turnover battle 1-0. You look at these stats, and if I'm Buffalo, I'm low key sick. It was so evenly played. Okay, they had 28-22 on first downs. Third down, well, the stats are going to come on third down. They were better. 5 of 9, the Chiefs were 5 of 14. Bills were, can't have it. Fourth down, Bills were 4-6. Chiefs only did 100%. Of course, they ran 68 total plays to the Chiefs 63. They have more total yards, barely by 6. 5.8 yards per play for the Chiefs. 5.5 yards per play. Guess who had more drives? The Chiefs had 10. Bills had 9. Chiefs won by 3, a difference. 227 passing, 233 for the Chiefs. 147 rushing for the Bills, 135 for the Chiefs. Again, and in the red zone, the Bills were 3 for 3. The Chiefs were 4 or 6. And then in the penalties, it's 6 penalties, 48 yards, 5 penalties, 21 yards. Look, I thought the game was officiated fairly. I think the game was fine. The reason Buffalo lost, people want to point to refs. I don't believe the refs had anything to do with this outcome. I just don't believe that in my heart of hearts. I really don't. Obviously, we will be talking about that fourth down call. Did he get it? Did he not? I I don't know it. I don't know, because from every angle, people can give you, okay, from this angle he's got it, or from this angle he's short. It's a bang bang. It's a 50-50 call. I it goes, depending the call on the field, it goes either way. Like, I don't know what people want to tell you. If I'm the Bills this offseason, I genuinely don't know what I do. And you're gonna have to get some better safeties. I know Rap was out, killed you, and then you have Bishop and Ham. Bishop, they were just picking on Bishop for some of the night. Probably gonna have to get some better corners too. Your defense let you down again. They did. They did. I thought mainly in the first half they played well. I thought they played well start second half, but when you need it, Mahomes is just so good. So the Eagles are gonna have a tough task on their hands. So are the Chiefs because Saquon's on a generational run. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people want. I thought the Chiefs did a really great job. That last 4th and 5, Spagnola dialed it up, and Josh just threw it. And again, Kincaid should have caught that ball. Like if Kincaid catches that ball, they're in field goal range. And if they're in field goal range, I think honestly the Bills go and win it. Uh, I really do potentially. I think they go and win it. That Kincaid drop hurt. The fact that that Allen even gave his receiver a chance on that. If Kincaid catches that, that's an all-time great throw and catch. People will try to make narratives of it's rigged, it's Josh Allen. It's not great. Josh Allen's great. This game is not on him. It's just that guy in Kansas City is really good, and I don't know what you do to beat him. You've got to have a generational performance, and even sometimes when you do that, he'll have one himself, and it's not enough. I don't know how you beat this guy, because every way I think you can, it's not. Steve Spagnuolo, one of the, if not the best big game DCs. Look, he struggled. They struggled in some points in this game, but when they needed to have it, they get it. That's one of the reasons why you can't beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs dug down and they found a way. The Bills, kudos. They played their butts off. They almost had them. I thought they're there for a minute when it was 20-21. I'm like, they may, and they had the ball driving. I was like, they may do this. But again, the Chiefs, they stood up. Props to them. I think they're gonna go win it now against the Eagles. That's my early prediction. I think they're gonna go win it now because that is the game. The Houston game, okay, rust and everything. This was the game because I believe the winner of this game would be my pick to go and beat the Eagles. Eagles Bills, I would gave the Eagles probably a much better chance, but I still would pick the Bills. I just think the Bills were that good. Buffalo, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, and I I believe Josh. I still believe Josh can get him over that hump, but in terms of roster construction, they're gonna have to do better. They're gonna have to get another edge rusher because Vaughn is fading, and then obviously gonna have to get corners, safeties. It's a tough one because at least a three. I think it's tougher than last year from the standpoint of you have one more game. So even if you beat the Chiefs in the divisional, you have to go to Baltimore. That's a hard place to play, and Baltimore was really good. 2020, you weren't quite there yet. You knew that. 21 is the worst one to me. It's worse than this one because you had that one 13 seconds. That's killer. But this one hurts second most. This one because I it almost felt like where Manning gets over the hump. I think to beat the Chiefs, they gotta have home field. I guess in the AFC title game, and see what happens. But Chiefs, they're on their way to potentially three-peating. Chiefs Eagles line. I think the Chiefs are favored by 2 to start. So that's good. It's a rematch of 22. 22 hurt Hurts was fantastic in the game, just not enough. Special teams made some mistakes. Defense couldn't stop Mahomes on the bum ankle. This is the third straight year where I think the Eagles have the better roster, or I thought the team facing the Chiefs had better roster. Eagles have a better roster this year. I think the Niners had a better roster last year, and I think the Eagles are gonna have a better roster before that. But it's 15, man. How do you beat that guy? It is just in he's just incredible. I got nothing there. This game was everything I hoped for it being and more. It's sad that this was really the last real football weekend. Say that and be like, well, what about the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl, there's all these other festivities. You know, there's a halftime show. The Super Bowl is all that and more. You don't really get into the football thing of it until probably, I mean, that Thursday, Friday point. This is the last weekend where it's just all about the football because Super Bowl week is crazy. It's all the talk shows in town. They're talk. It's just wild. But the Eagles blow out the Commanders. The Chiefs win a nail biter. It is Eagles and Chiefs in Super Bowl 59. Let me know who you got. I'm gonna sign out now. I'm tired. Need to get some rest. Uh, I'll probably next episode probably go over college basketball. It's almost February, so that means next month is March. I'll probably give you my contenders and my dark horses to do stuff in the tournament. That'll be good. Talk about teams that have been disappointing, teams that have been surprising. College basketball was really good yesterday. But yeah, that's it. Got one more NFL game left in 2 weeks. Enjoy it. And then on to another long off season. Sigh. Okay. Until next time, this has been Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. I've been your host, Noah Love. Stay safe out there. See you.